3 years after losing her husband, Claire has learned how to live a life that looks peaceful from the outside but feels painfully empty on the inside. Her days are quiet and predictable. She works from home, reads books, keeps her house perfectly organized, and fills her time with small tasks that help distract her from the loneliness she doesn't want anyone else to see. Claire tells herself that she is fine. She has become independent. She has learned how to handle everything on her own. She doesn't ask for help, doesn't complain, and rarely allows anyone to see how much she still misses the life she once had. But deep down, Claire knows the truth. She isn't really living. She's simply moving from one day to the next. Then, one ordinary Saturday morning, something unexpected happens. While Claire is cleaning her living room, the doorbell rings. When she opens the door, she finds Noah standing there. Noah is the 24-year-old son of her closest friend, Megan. He tells Claire that his mother sent him to deliver a box of homemade muffins. A tea first. The visit seems completely innocent. Claire invites Noah inside for coffee, and the two sit together in her kitchen, talking about ordinary things. They discuss work, the weather, family, and life. Everything feels normal until Noah begins looking around Claire's house. He notices that nothing has really changed. The house looks exactly the same. Claire admits that she doesn't handle change very well. Then Noah says something that immediately catches her attention. He tells her that she has been living alone for a very long time. Claire doesn't know how to respond. Before Noah leaves, he says something even more mysterious. He tells her that he didn't come to her house only because his mother had extra muffins. Claire asks what he means, but Noah changes his mind. He simply says goodbye and walks away. From that moment on, Claire can't stop thinking about his words. Why did Noah really come? What had he wanted to say? And why does she suddenly feel as though this unexpected visit might be the beginning of something that could change her quiet life? A week later, Claire accepts an invitation from Megan to come over for dinner. She almost refuses. After all, staying home alone has become her normal routine, but something inside her tells her that she needs to get out of the house. When Claire arrives, she discovers that Noah is there too. The two exchange a quiet greeting, but neither mentions the strange conversation they had the previous weekend. During dinner, everything seems comfortable and familiar. Megan talks about her life. Claire shares stories about her week, and Noah quietly watches Claire from time to time. After dinner, Megan receives a phone call and leaves the patio. Suddenly, Claire and Noah are alone. As the sun begins to set, Noah asks Claire a deeply personal question. Was she happy before her husband died? Claire thinks about it carefully. She remembers the life she once shared with her husband and admits that she was happy. But then Noah asks a question that is much harder to answer. Is she happy now? For the first time, Claire allows herself to be completely honest. She doesn't know. She finally admits that she feels as though she has spent the past 3 years surviving instead of living. Noah's response surprises her. He tells her that this is exactly what worries him. Claire has always spent her life caring about other people. She has supported Megan, helped her family, and even encouraged Noah when he was younger. But who has been taking care of Claire? The question touches a part of her heart that she has tried to ignore. Then Noah finally explains why he came to her house that morning. He was worried about her. He had noticed her loneliness. He had seen the sadness behind her smiles. Claire is stunned. She has spent years hiding her emotions so well that she assumed nobody could see through her, but Noah could. He tells her that every time he sees her, she seems lonely, even when she pretends to be happy. Claire finally realizes that someone has been paying attention. Someone has noticed the emptiness she thought she had successfully hidden from everyone. When Claire asks Noah why he cares so much, his answer is simple: because she is important to him. He reminds her of all the ways she helped him when he was younger. She listened to him, encouraged him, and gave him confidence when he didn't have much of his own. Claire tells him that he achieved everything through his own efforts, but Noah insists that she played a part in helping him become the person he is today. Then he gives Claire something Unexpected. A list.it contains different places they could visit together, small towns, parks, museums, restaurants, lakes, and beautiful locations near the beach. Noah calls it a challenge. His idea is simple. Claire should visit one new place every week. Claire laughs at first because the idea seems completely unexpected, but then Noah explains what he really means. He wants Claire to start living again. He doesn't want her to spend the rest of her life hiding inside the same routines and memories, and he doesn't expect her to do it alone. Noah offers to be there for her, not by making promises or putting pressure on her, but simply by being a real friend, someone who checks on her, someone who encourages her, someone who reminds her that she still deserves happiness. Claire is deeply emotional. For years, she had convinced herself that she didn't need anyone. She thought she was simply independent. But sitting with Noah, she realizes something painful. She hadn't only become independent, she had become isolated. A few days later, Claire finally calls Noah. She asks him where they should go first. Noah is thrilled that she has accepted the challenge. Their first destination is a peaceful little town beside a lake. They spend hours walking, talking, and sharing stories. They discuss their dreams, their regrets, their past experiences, and the things they still hope to do. For the first time in years, Claire isn't focused on what she lost. Instead, she begins thinking about what might still be possible. The first trip becomes the beginning of a new chapter. One place becomes 2, then 5, then 10. Slowly, the list becomes filled with check marks, but something else is changing, too. Claire herself is changing. She begins laughing again. She starts looking forward to weekends. She makes plans. She becomes excited about the future instead of simply waiting for another day to end. Nearly a year later, Claire and Noah return to the same patio where everything began. As they watch another sunset, Claire realizes just how much her life has changed. She tells Noah that if he hadn't shown up at her door that morning, none of this would have happened. But Noah has one final surprise for her. He reveals that his mother never actually asked him to bring those muffins. He made them himself. The entire visit had been planned. The muffins were simply an excuse to get Claire to open the door. Claire laughs when she realizes that Noah had intentionally created that first meeting because he was worried about her. But the muffins were never the most important part of the story. The real gift Noah gave Claire was something much more valuable. He reminded her that grief doesn't have to be the end of her story. He showed her that losing someone doesn't mean losing the ability to love life again. This emotional story is ultimately about loneliness, healing, friendship, and second chances. It reminds us that sometimes the people who change our lives don't arrive with dramatic speeches or grand promises. Sometimes they simply knock on our door. Sometimes they notice the pain we have become experts at hiding, and sometimes one small act of kindness can help someone find their way back to life. Claire's journey teaches us that healing doesn't always happen all at once. Sometimes it begins with one conversation, one friendship, one new place, or one person who refuses to let us believe that our best days are already behind us. Because no matter how much we have lost, the story may not be finished. There may still be places we've never seen, people we've never met, memories we've never created, and moments of happiness waiting somewhere ahead. Sometimes, all we need is someone to remind us that we're allowed to open the door, take the next step, and start living again.